Welcome back to Deep Dive Library.
Stealing it from me this time, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine now, bitch. Where we do deep dive on your favorite book.
Man, it's been a day.
Oh, it really has been.
Oh.
Well, it's been a day in terms of like, ooh, what a rough day it's been. But it's only been like an hour since the end of the last one.
Give or take, yeah. So we recorded a couple on the same day, and we're going to try to start doing that. Get a little bit ahead of the game in terms of recording. But that opens us up for more content for you guys.
Yeah.
Because that allows us to start recording other books. Recording episodes for other books, and...
Or having at least enough put aside that when our life goes downhill and we don't have time to record.
Yeah, we can make sure you guys still have some content. So this is 2 weeks out. Or a week out, technically.
I mean, today's Thursday.
Well, yeah, so it is what it is. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Yeah. So at the end of last episode, I told you guys to leave your comments about what drink I'm drinking. For those of you that guessed Mountain Dew Amp energy drink, you're correct.
For those of you who didn't, I don't blame you because you really can't tell. There are a lot of green cans out there.
Yeah, and also for those of you who are like, I've never even heard of that, that's fair. It is not a popular energy drink, but it is one of my favorites. And considering the day that we've had and the couple of past days that I've had, I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Even though I don't generally drink energy drinks anymore.
I don't either. Usually if I do, it's my energy drink powder, which I need to get all that stuff figured out so we can start using that here.
Yeah. But for me, it's just because, like, too much caffeine gives me...
palpitations?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Gives me heart palpitations.
Do it. So, yeah. Wow.
We're off to
a little bit of a crazy start.
I love how we both look up at the screen and are like, what the fuck at the same thing.
So if you guys enjoy this episode, please remember to leave a like at the end of the episode. Wait till the end of the episode to make your judgment. Don't base it off the first 2 minutes and 47 seconds.
No. Once you start the video, once you pull it up, like it. Give us your likes. Do it. I don't care if you didn't like the episode. Though, honestly, with this chapter that we're heading into, how could you not?
Yeah, this is a crazy chapter.
Oh, yeah. I love this chapter. Like... And I know I've said that about previous chapters, and I will say it about future chapters, but I really do. I love this chapter. I love this whole
the whole
series.
Book is just so
This
good.
whole world, it's so...
well built and well
so
thought
good.
out. I mean, even from, chapter 1, the world building has been incredible.
Yeah. And it's just... It's amazing,
it's borderline perfect.
Yeah.
In terms of world building. So, shall we just get into things?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so Katniss,
at the end of the last chapter,
Rue is pointing to something off in the distance.
Dude, you did that, and in my head, my ear went...
Isn't there a movie that happens in?
No, it's a fucking, trend where, people, take something and right before it'll but what it actually is they're just doing it in reverse. They're doing it like that, and then they're putting the video in reverse, so then it looks like their ears going no. Which is hilarious. It's just not physically possible.
Right. So yeah, Rue has pointed to something off in the distance.
She's like, look at it.
Look at it.
Look at it.
Look at it. And Katniss is like, what am I looking at? Oh, crap. What is that?
And then, she looks up and she's like, at first, I have no idea what she's pointing to. But then, about 15 feet up, I make out the vague shape in the dimming light. Sorry, my brain was like, what?
But what? Some sort of animal? It looks about the size of a raccoon, but it hangs from the bottom of a branch, swaying ever so slightly. There's something else.
Possum, maybe.
Among the familiar evening sounds of the woods, my ears register a low hum. Then I know it's a wasp nest.
Fear shoots through me, but I have enough sense to keep still. After all, I don't know what kind of wasp lives there. I have something to say about this, okay? It could be the ordinary leave us alone and we'll leave you alone type. I highlighted that and then I wrote off to the side, what kind are those?
Right, because every wasp I've ever come across has always flown directly at my face like, hey, I'm here.
It's like, wow, you decided to be
alive?
outside. I'm going to kill you and your entire family. And it's like...
Yeah, no, wasps typically, at least in the South, I don't know how they behave outside of the southern region of the United States, but down here, they're mean.
Oh, yeah.
So
they will take over everywhere if you let them.
Katniss realizes that this may in fact be a capital mutation known as Tracker Jackers, and these are mean. You think if wasps are the same everywhere, and you think they're mean SOBs, these are about 1,000 times worse.
So, two things. One, this is the first time that I've ever actually physically read the book. I've only listened to it before now. So in my head, Tracker Jacker was always like capitalized. Like the T and the J were always capitalized.
And I always imagined it as a hyphenated word.
Well, I can see what you're saying. I think my brain just goes back and forth, but it's always capital T Tracker, capital J Jacker.
Right.
And
because it's their name. It's the name of the mutation.
Right. So like seeing it here just all lowercase was like
interesting.
What?
Yeah.
Also, the second thing, which is completely off topic, but I said SOB, and then I just had... You ever played or watched anyone play Danganronpa?
No.
Okay, well, there is a character who, spoiler alert, though those games have been out for so long, like, I believe the second game, was, like, originally made for the PSP. So...
Damn.
Yeah.
So we're talking, what, late 2000s?
Something like
early, like, it would have to be mid to late 2000s, because that's when the PSP came out.
But, so, if you don't know the plot of, these games or anything about these games, then that's on you. They've been out there for a while. And, like, I get it. I hadn't seen anything about them until, like, the first time 5 years ago. But that's not the point. Well, no. I'd seen a little bit of the show in high school. But anyway, there's one character who has DID.
Okay.
And so... her, like, standard, like, everyday, her personality is, like, a timid, like, girl, and she's, like, a writer and whatever. She's, like, the ultimate, because that's what, like, for, like, all of these kids, they're the ultimate something. So she's, like, the ultimate writer or romance writer or something like that. I don't remember. But then for the other personality, she's like the ultimate serial killer.
Oh.
Yeah. But there is it's basically a visual novel, so sometimes when the characters are talking, it'll have like voice lines over it. And one of Genocide Jill, that is her name, one of her, well, because the media called her serial killer Genocide Jack, but it's like she's a girl, so now it's Genocide Jill. But I think your keyboard went to sleep.
It did, in fact, do that. Genocide Jill.
Yeah, one of her voice lines is "You SOB." So saying that just made it pop in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have this very interesting roundabout way of getting to the point.
Excuse me. Like you don't? It's a family trait, motherfucker.
Anyway,
Also,
the Jabberjays is also lowercased.
Yeah.
Again, it's weird because it's the name of the creature.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that...
Excuse me.
That they're lowercased... That they have the lowercase letters in front of them.
Well, but... when you write bird, you don't always capitalize B, calico cat, whatever. Well, I do.
But I mean, if you're saying bird, right? That's just a generalization.
Right.
But
so I would say that the tracker jackers aren't even technically wasps. They are their own generalization.
That's fair.
Jabberjays, yes, are birds. But, there are more winged, stinging animals than just wasps and bees. So, I would say that the tracker jackers are a thing of their own, but Jabberjays, yes. Bluebird, Jabberjay,
yep.
Mockingjay.
So, Katniss goes on to tell us that these killer wasps were spawned in a lab and strategically placed like landmines around the districts during the war. Larger than regular wasps, they have a distinctive gold body and a sting that raises a lump the size of a plum on contact. Most people can't tolerate more than a few stings. Some die at once. If you live, the hallucinations brought on by the venom have actually driven people to madness. And there's another thing. These wops? No. These wasps will hunt down anyone who disturbs their nest and attempts to kill them. That's where the tracker part of the name comes from. After the war, the capital destroyed these nests. What?
Where's the jacker part come in?
I don't know. Maybe it's because they jack up your life.
Oh, that could be it.
And it's using in like a very old, like, I'm gonna jack you up, like, very old turn of phrase for that.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could come in, like that I could come to as a consensus.
Yeah. Or like jack you up physically.
Yeah.
As well as mentally. Just jack you up.
Right, and that's kind of...
Yeah.
That's kind of what I think is like, they track you down and jack you up.
Yeah.
Tracker jackers.
Not very creative, but,
It does the job. I mean, and we have, honestly, outside of the tracker part of the name, we have no other connotation for what that could be. Unless, Susan Collins, you comment on this video and tell us what it is.
Anyway. Maybe not. After the war, the capital destroyed all the nests surrounding their city, but the ones near the districts were left untouched. Another reminder of our weakness, I suppose, just like the Hunger Games. Another reason to keep inside the fence of District 12. When Gail and I come across a tracker jacker nest, we immediately head in the opposite direction. Sounds smart.
Yeah, no, these things are very, very quickly depicted as being incredibly dangerous and, if not, deadly.
Yeah.
And in many cases, deadly.
Yeah.
Like, for some people, one sting is enough to be it for them.
Yeah.
You know. And then, poor Glimmer here in a little bit.
We'll get to that. So is that what hangs above me? I look back at Rue for help, but she's melted into the tree.
Oh no!
I know, taking that like literally.
Right, like the one kid from Sky High.
Just.
Yeah.
Though I think the careers would notice that.
They'd also be very confused.
They didn't seem to notice Katniss pissing on them. I mean, dumping water on her burning leg.
That's fair. So, yeah, Katniss is wounded, trapped, and the dark and all of just a brief respite, as it were. By the time the sun rises, the careers will have formulated a plan. And it's probably game over for her.
Yeah.
But.
There's no way they could do otherwise after I've made them look so stupid. I highlighted that because I just love the reminder to us as the audience, the readers, that she made them look like fools.
Yeah.
It's just hilarious.
Katniss has come to another consensus here. That maybe, just maybe, if she cuts down the branch holding the Tracker Jacker nest, that it could buy her some time. But she's got to be quick with it.
Yeah.
You got to be quicker than that.
Of course, I'll never be able to get in close enough to the actual nest to cut it free. I'll have to saw off the branch at the trunk and send the whole thing down. The serrated portion of my knife should be able to manage that. But can my hands? And will the vibration from sawing raise the swarm? And what if the careers figure out what I'm doing and move their camp? That would defeat the whole purpose.
Yep.
I realized that my best chance, but that the best chance I'll have to do the sawing without drawing notice is during the anthem. That could begin anytime.
Yep. So Katniss drags her.
The sun's gone down.
Yeah.
And like
it's fully dark at this point. The anthem.
Or about to be.
Yeah. The anthem always plays once sundown is complete. So it's a matter of moments, right? So Katniss goes ahead and she drags herself out of her sleeping bag. She starts scaling tree.
Yeah.
Scaling tree. She starts scaling the tree. I forgot a very important word there in the middle.
Yeah. She's got her knife and her belt, and she just starts going up.
And in and of itself, like Katniss even like, it's dangerous at this point because the branches are incredibly thin. Even though she's as light and knowledgeable about climbing trees, even she's like, I need to be careful.
Yeah.
But she reaches the limb that supports the nest. The humming becomes more distinctive. But it's still oddly subdued. And she then has this realization, like, it's the smoke from the fire. It has subdued them. It's like when you take, like when you smoke bees to harvest honey if you work at an apiary, right? They will often...
Or if you've just seen the Bee Movie.
Not the Bee Movie.
Oh, okay, fine. Or if you've seen Secret Life of Bees. Yeah, have you seen that?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. It's got...
It looked like you were about to say Chris Pratt.
It's got Queen Latifah.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I know. I've heard of the movie.
It's got more than just Queen Latifah.
God, I would hope so.
No, I mean like
one woman or like one person shows, whether man or woman, they typically don't go over that well.
No, I mean like a lot more like known, like, celebrities that you
I
would
know exactly what you meant. I still felt like making that joke. Regardless, the seal of the capital. Capital. The seal of the Capitol shines above me, and the anthem begins to blare out. Katniss is like, it's now or never. Start sawing.
Is that her voice after the smoke and fire?
Yeah, she's a little raspy still.
I can't imagine that she would sound like this, though. Not unless she's also been smoking for like 20 years, which is impossible because she's only 16. I tried to get through that without laughing.
Just the way I'm looking at you. It doesn't help either. So, yeah. She begins to awkwardly drag the knife back and forth. The blisters on her hand are beginning to burst, and she's in a ton of pain. She's
like once she gets a groove,
it's a little easier. It's still painful, but it's a little easier on her physically. And she
probably also just like, I mean, like even like cutting like food, once you get that groove, it's a lot easier to continue on.
Yeah,
you know.
She periodically is glancing up at the sky, realizing that there have been no deaths today, which we knew because she made that very obvious last chapter.
Well, I mean,
or she correctly speculated that there had been no deaths.
Well, at the beginning of the chapter, she said that, there had been no deaths. But, she was asleep, and we can assume that since the sound of the feet in the, the running through the forest woke her up, that the sound of a cannon firing would wake her up, but we also don't know for sure.
Right, but the cannons are loud because it's projected all across the arena.
Right.
So,
we can infer that there have been no deaths because she didn't say anything about hearing a cannon fire, but we don't know for sure until now. Right. Anyway,
so she is sawing, and she's realizing that time is running out.
Wait, no. Sorry. I like this line where it's like, she's seeing that there have been no deaths today, and she's like, that's all right. The audience will be sated seeing me injured and treed and the pack below me.
Yeah.
I really like that.
That's fair.
Because, a lot of the Capitol audience is like, ooh, what's going to happen?
Right. So the anthem begins to finish, and she's only 3/4 of the way through the wood.
Which, honestly, she's made some, I don't know how big this branch is.
And I don't know how long the anthem is.
Yeah, but considering the fact that there were no deaths, if there had been deaths, it would have gone on for longer.
Right.
But because there weren't any, you can imagine that it was shorter.
Unless it's the same time and when there are no deaths, they show highlights from the day.
I mean, but...
It's never explicitly stated.
No, but I can't imagine, like...
Because it's the end of the night, right? After this, a lot of people are going to be going to bed. So like a refresher right at the end of the night of the day's events would be helpful. Because I mean that's really what because in the districts, right, they get the full death recap of all whoever died that day.
Right.
So
well, just outside of the arena.
Yeah. So I could see a world in where they do the same thing even on nights where there were no deaths, and they just kind of do a quick recap during the anthem, and show just some highlights from the day or from previous days or whatever to keep the audience entertained. Because maybe. Something tells me that President Snow isn't just going to have them play a abbreviated version of the anthem. Not knowing what we know about him being very boisterous and cocky.
I mean, maybe.
But
Suzanne, answer the question.
I'm going to say that's all speculation, and nothing we ever get confirmation on. So it's kind of hard to tell.
But either way, getting 3/4 of the way through it is not too bad.
Right. But the music ends and the sky goes dark. Katniss is then forced to stop. She's like, well, I mean, now what? Like, I could probably finish it, but, like, they're going to hear it.
If the wasps, why is that? It's the...
Yeah.
Yeah. Are too groggy. If the nest catches on its way down, if I tried to escape, this could all be a deadly waste of time. Better, I think, to sneak up here at dawn and send the nest into my enemies. And it's like, damn.
Yep.
That's a good plan, though.
Yep. And in the faint fading light, it doesn't say fading, but I assume that it would be. It's been a little while.
In the faint light of the career's torches, I inch back down to my fork and find the best surprise I've ever had. Sitting on my sleeping bag is a small plastic pot attached to a silver parachute.
In the movie, it's metal.
Yeah.
I think. I could actually be wrong.
No, I think it is a metal pot. My first gift from a sponsor. Haymitch must have sent it during the anthem. The pot easily fits in the palm of my hand. What could it be? Not food, surely. I unscrew the lid, and I know by the scent that it's medicine. Cautiously, I probe the surface of the ointment. The throbbing in my fingertips vanishes. "Oh, Haymitch," I whisper. "Thank you." He has not abandoned me, not left me to fend entirely for myself. The cost of this medicine must be astronomical. Probably not one, but many sponsors have contributed to buying this one tiny pot. To me, it is priceless.
Yeah. So Katniss begins to then spread the medication, ointment, on the burns on her hands, on her calf, just kind of wherever she needs to apply it.
Yeah.
At this point,
it leaves a
pleasant
cooling sensation.
So there's definitely mint in there. Probably.
Maybe. We don't know. Just because it's cooling doesn't mean that it's mint.
Fair.
I mean, especially considering, she's like, this is no herbal concoction that my mother grinds up out of woodland plants. It's high-tech medicine brewed in the Capitol's labs. We don't know what makes it up.
So she wraps up the ointment in the parachute, the medicine in the parachute, and starts settling back into her pack. What?
It's just
ointment?
No. Oh. It's the parachute. Not the way you said it or anything. It's in the movie. It's like a rigid thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I mean, a parachute could theoretically work that way.
No, it's not that it couldn't work that way, but it's like, this is not the first, this is not the only time, this is the first time, but it's not the only time that she says something about wrapping something in the parachute.
Yeah, because even in the second book,
exactly,
the spile gets, no, not the spile.
Well,
something.
But, she wraps other things in the parachute, so the fact that it's so rigid in the movie, it's like...
It's a bit humorous, because, like, how you gonna wrap that?
Yeah, you're gonna...
Katniss just manhandles steel. I
was gonna say they're not wasting money on steel, but it's the Capitol.
They just waste money.
Yeah. Anyway. But now that the pain has eased, it's all I can do to reposition myself in the bag before I plunge into sleep. And honestly, it's probably the best sleep that she's gotten in the arena so far.
Oh, probably. And will be some of the last good sleep she gets for several days.
Or for the rest of her life.
Probably that.
Yeah. So, and then cuts to the next morning, and a bird is perched on a branch near her, and it alerts her that a new day is dawning.
And in the gray morning light, Katniss takes a look at her hands. She's like, "Ooh, baby skin pink."
Yeah.
Well, that's healing nicely.
You know, her leg still feels inflamed, but the burn on her leg was so much worse than her hands. But she goes ahead and she applies another coat of the medicine and then quickly packs up her stuff.
And she gets ready for the task at hand.
Yeah. Whatever happens, I'm going to have to move and move fast.
Yep. So she makes herself eat some breakfast, like cracker and beef strip.
Yeah.
With
a very nutritious breakfast.
Oh yeah. Actually, some beef jerky sounds delicious right now.
Oh yeah. You know, with the fact that we haven't eaten anything today, most anything sounds delicious.
That's fair. Almost nothing has stayed within the stomach of one Katniss Evergreen.
No, I hate you.
So she forces herself to eat and make sure, you know.
Because she can already start to feel the effects of hunger.
Yep.
You know, and she needs
sustenance.
Stamina is what my brain was trying to
say.
That's
fair. She then proceeds to look over and just kind of peer at the situation below.
Yep, and sees that Peeta and the careers are asleep.
Glimmer's asleep against the trunk.
Yeah.
Presuming that she stood watch.
She was supposed to, but...
Fatigue's a bitch.
Yeah. My eyes squint as they try to penetrate the tree next to me, but I can't make out Rue. Since she tipped me off, it would only seem fair to warn her. Besides, if I'm going to die today, it's Rue I want to win. Even if it means a little extra food for my family, the idea of Peeta being crowned victor is unbearable. I call Rue... Yeah. I call Rue's name in a hushed whisper, and the eyes appear, wide and alert at once. She points up to the nest again. I hold up my knife and make a sawing motion. Sorry, just in my head.
Yeah, Rue nods and disappears into the woods, and Katniss hears...
Into the woods?
Into the thick of it.
No, into the tree.
But she disappears, and there's a rustling nearby in a nearby tree. Then the same noise again, a little bit farther off. And this is at this moment that Katniss comes to the realization that one little tiny Rue is Naruto hopping from tree to tree, and it's all she can do not to laugh.
Is this what she showed the game makers? I imagine her flying around the training equipment, never touching the floor. She should have gotten a 10 at least.
Yeah, it's funny because I don't know how much of the OG Naruto you've watched, but like
enough to know what you're talking
like
about.
when he's younger, actually he still does it as a teenager.
He still does it.
He still does it as a teenager. But the way he just kind of like a fox through the trees is what I imagine Rue is doing through the trees here. Just maybe not with, you know, the same speed and magic system that they use in Naruto.
Oh yeah. Rosy streaks are breaking through in the east, you know, so at least we know the sun rises and sets in the same pattern that it does, you know, in the real world. I can't afford to wait any longer. Compared to the agony of last night's climb, this one's a cinch.
Yeah, so that medication has helped significantly.
Yeah.
In her in the healing process.
So right here, it's cracked.
Oh, what do you know?
Yeah. So I noticed it earlier. I was playing with it earlier, and then I forgot.
Let's see here. Katniss positions her knife in the groove, and
she's about to
draw the teeth across when she sees something moving. There on the nest, the bright gold gleam of a tracker jacker. lazily making its way across the papery gray surface. No question, it's acting a little subdued. But the wasp is up and moving. And that means the others will be out soon. Others will be out soon as well. So Katniss is like, sweaty palms moment. Like, she's like, crap.
She's like, damn, I wish I had some spaghetti.
Yeah, she's like, trying to dry her hands off and is...
And just patting them dry because, her hands are still wounded.
Yeah.
You don't want to rub them, but also she's got the ointment on there. You don't want to rub that off, so she's just like, all right, I'm going to pat my hands dry and let's go for it.
And she's like, if I don't get this entire branch cut through in a matter of seconds, I'm done for.
Yeah.
Like, and there's no other way around it. Like, the entire swarm would emerge and come after her.
Yep.
So there's no sense in putting it off. I take a deep breath, grip the knife handle, and bear down as hard as I can. Back, forth, back, forth. The tracker jackers begin to buzz, and I hear them coming out. Back, forth, back, forth. A stabbing pain shoots through my knee, and I know one has found me, and the others will be honing in.
Back, forth, and just as the knife cuts through, I shove the end of the branch as far away from me as I can. It crashes down through the lower branches, snagging temporarily on a few, but then twisting free until it smashes with a thud on the ground. The nest bursts open like an egg, and a furious swarm of tracker jackers takes to the air. I feel a second sting on my cheek, a third on my neck, and their venom almost immediately makes me woozy. I cling to the tree with one arm while I rip the barbed stingers out of my flesh. Fortunately, only these 3 tracker jackers had identified me before the nest went down. The rest of the insects have targeted their enemies on the ground.
Yep, so it's...
That's a really,
Thankfully, it's only these 3, right? Because we're about to see what happens to one of the careers and just the damage they can do, right?
Right. But, last chapter, rude awakening. This chapter, rude awakening. Can people ever just wake up, nicely? I guess not. It is the
Well, in a few chapters.
Maybe, but we don't know that yet. We do, but...
I'm about to say, yes, we do. That's the whole point of this podcast.
We could be doing a deep dive on books we've never read before.
Right, which we do plan on doing.
Yeah, exactly. So...
Those are going to be fun, because we're going to have to make a lot of speculation towards future... chapters within the book.
Yeah, that'll definitely be interesting.
But yeah, so the careers have woken to a full-scale tracker jacker assault. PETA and a few others have the sense to drop everything and get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I hear cries of, to the lake! To the lake!
And it's funny to me, because when they tell you, if a swarm of wasps or bees are hauling ass after you, stay as far away from a body of water as possible. Because they'll just wait for you to come back up. So the fact that the tracker jackers just eventually, they're just getting bored? And going off to set up a new nest somewhere?
It could be that, or it could be,
they do the aggressive thing and just swan dive. Mm-hmm. You're thinking that's what it is?
It could be, because, once they... I honestly think that tracker jackers, let's say, if the wall of fire came up between the careers and the tracker jackers, that they would just keep flying right through the fire to get to their... Because they're so honed in.
That's very possible. So, many of the careers take off back towards... Many of the careers in PETA take back off towards the direction of the lake. Glimmer and another girl, the one from District 4, are not so lucky. They receive multiple stings before they're even out of view. Glimmer appears to go completely mad, shrieking and trying to bat the wasps off with the bow, which is pointless. She calls to the others for help, but of course no one returns. The girl from District 4 staggers out of sight, although I wouldn't bet on her making it to the lake. I watched Glimmer fall, twitch hysterically around on the ground for a few minutes, then go still. The nest is nothing but an empty shell. So at this point, the wasps have either hit whatever they believe their target is, or they're currently chasing down their target.
Yeah.
There are no wasps left.
I scampered down the tree and hit the ground running in the opposite direction of the lake. The poison from the stingers makes me wobbly, but I find my way back to my own little pool and submerge myself in the water just in case any wasps are still on my trail. After about 5 minutes, I drag myself onto the rocks. People have not exaggerated the effects of the tracker-jacker stings. Actually, the one on my knee is closer to an orange than a plum in size. A foul-smelling green liquid oozes from the place where I pulled out the stinger. Blech. The swelling, the pain, the ooze. Watching Glimmer twitch to death on the ground. It's a lot to handle before the sun has even cleared the horizon. I don't want to think about what Glimmer must look like now. Her body disfigured, her swollen fingers stiffening around the bow. The bow! Somewhere in my befuddled mind, one thought connects to another, and I'm on my feet, teetering through the trees back to Glimmer. The bow, the arrows, I must get them. I haven't heard cannons fire yet, so perhaps Glimmer is in some sort of coma. Coma. Her heart still struggling against the wasp's venom. But once it stops, the cannon signals her death. A hovercraft will move in and retrieve her body, taking the only bow and sheath of arrows I've seen out of the games for good, and I refuse to let them slip through my fingers again.
Yeah, so, like, a lot is happening.
But she's just like...
Gotta get the bow.
Tripping on with the on her way back to Glimmer.
Cause she's tripping on the nest. What is wrong with us? Anyway, so she makes her way back towards Glimmer. And just as she reaches Glimmer, the cannon fires. The tracker-jackers have vanished. This girl that was so breathtakingly beautiful in her golden dress on the night of the interviews is unrecognizable. Her features eradicated. Her limbs 3 times their normal size. The stinger lumps have begun to explode, spewing putrid green liquid around her. Katniss has to break several of her fingers.
No. I have to break several of what used to be her fingers with a stone
like,
to
she's
free the
sitting
bow.
over here just like with a rock, just to get the bow free, and then it's even more of a chore to get the sheath of the arrows free. And it's because the venom is really starting to not to sink in, but to kick in. And she's having a problem, keeping everything straight.
Yeah, I try to roll over her body by pulling on one arm, but the flesh disintegrates in my hand and I fall back on the ground.
Yeah, so she's like, is this real or is this a hallucination? Which it's really hard.
Is this the real life?
Is this all in my head? First thing I could think of that fit the syllable structure.
That's fair.
So
she's looking at Glimmer covered in this green stuff, and she's like, "What is this green shit?" Anyway,
the second cannon fires, and Katniss is assuming or guessing that the girl from District 4 has just died. And then she hears the warning warble. I say warble because it's a fun word.
Yeah.
The call that would signify that a hovercraft is getting ready to appear. And confused, in the confused state that Katniss is in, she thinks it's for Glimmer, and although this doesn't quite make any sense, because she's still within the picture of everything, still fighting for the arrows, she lurches back to her knees and covers Glimmer's dead body.
She's like, no, you can't have her.
As if she were trying to protect her. In the middle of the sky, Katniss can see the hovercraft. She throws herself over Glimmer's body to protect it, but she then sees that the girl from District 4 being lifted into the air and vanishing. Do this, she commands to herself. So she's like, you got, like, it's now, or you're gonna lose all your arrows. Now, to be fair, I'm fairly certain Katniss could find a way to make arrows if she needed.
It'd probably be a difficult task for her to do.
Given the state her hands are in.
Well, not just that, but, like, given, like, where she is and the fact that she wouldn't have time to make them great or anything.
Yeah, she wouldn't have time to balance the arrows or anything like that, so it'd be very, very difficult.
Oh, excuse me.
But with a clench of the jaw, she digs her hands up under Glimmer and just table flips her right under her stomach.
Yeah. Get a hold of what must be her rib cage.
And force her under her stomach. She is at this point hyperventilating. She's losing her grasp on what is real. She grabs the sheath and starts tugging on it, but it's caught on something. Her shoulder blade, something. Wow, my brain stopped.
But it's caught on something. Her shoulder blade, something, and finally yank it free.
Yeah.
I've just encircled the sheath with my arms when I hear the footsteps, several pair, coming through the underbrush, and I realize the careers have come back. They're coming back to kill me or get their weapons, or both. But it's too late to run. I had to swallow in the middle of that sentence, but it's too late to run. I pull a slimy arrow from the sheath and try to position it on the bowstring, but instead of one string, I see 3, and the stench from the stings is so repulsive, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm helpless as the first hunter crashes through the trees, spears lifted, poised to throw. The shock on Peeta's face makes no sense to me. I wait for the blow. Instead, his arm drops to his side. "What are you still doing here?" he hisses at me. I stare uncomprehendingly as a trickle of water drips from a sting under his ears. His whole body starts sparkling as if he's been dipped in dew. "Are you mad?" He's prodding me with the shaft of the spear now. Get up! Get up! I rise, but he's still pushing at me. What's going on? He shoves me away from him hard. "Run!" he screams. "Run!" Behind him, Kato slashes his way through the brush. He's sparkling wet too, and badly stung under one eye.
Yeah, like the placement.
Just...
Oh,
it gets me.
Yeah, the placement cannot be pleasant.
He probably can't see very well out of that eye, if at all.
Yeah, like... Oof.
I catch the gleam of sunlight on his sword and do as Peeta says, holding tightly to my bow and arrows, banging into trees that appear out of nowhere, tripping and falling as I try to keep my balance. Back past my pool and into unfamiliar woods. The world begins to bend in alarming ways. A butterfly balloons to the size of a house, then shatters into a million stars.
Yeah, homegirl is. No, I'm just thinking like she is
tripping.
She is tripping on some juice.
Trees transform to blood and splash down over my boots. Ants begin to crawl out of the blister on my hand, and I can't shake them free. They're climbing up my arm, my neck. Someone's screaming a long, high-pitched scream that never breaks for breath. I have a vague idea it might be me. I trip and fall into a small pit lined with tiny orange bubbles that hum like the Tracker Jacker's nest. Tucking my knees up to my chin, I wait for death. Sick and disoriented, I'm able to form only one thought. Peeta Malark just saved my life. Then, the ants bore into my eyes and I black out.
It's a wild way to end a chapter.
Oh, I mean, imagine being in Katniss's shoes. You're laying there on the ground, knees to your chin, fetal position, I assume, and you've got ants boring into your eyeballs.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hallucination, thankfully.
Yeah.
But
she doesn't know that. She can assume. But
I hope she's assuming real hard, because otherwise, I don't think I would have blacked out. I think I would have just still been screaming like, ah!
Yeah, and it's just like...
Of course, unless it's the venom that caused her to black out.
I think so.
That pulled her under into that, like, uneasy state of sleep, as it were.
Yeah.
Yeah, this chapter is incredibly short.
Yeah. But it's such a good chapter. I love it. I just...
You start with Katniss warning Rue, and then Katniss cuts down the branch completely cuts through the branch, and
then
just the
everyone
aftermath.
runs, Glimmer dies, then the girl from District 4 dies, which I don't think we ever actually get her name.
I know, I don't think it's just the girl from District 4.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Rest in peace, girl from District 4.
Kato, Peeta, the girl from District 2, and the boy from District 1. I was trying to think of which career was dead before. Yeah, because
there's one in
the boy career... from 4 is dead. It died during the bloodbath. So.
But there's one from 5 still alive. Yes.
Yes, but 5.
He doesn't come into play until later.
Well, 5 isn't one of the career districts.
No, but there's a member... Are you talking career strictly? Okay,
yes.
I thought you were talking about people, like, members of the career pack. Like, people that are in the career pack.
I mean, yeah, so it's the boy from... So, before any deaths here, it would be the boy from 1, the girl from 1, right. Glimmer, Kato, the girl from 2, and then the girl from 4.
Right.
And then...
The boy from 4 died during the bloodbath, and then...
And then you've got Peeta.
Yeah, but there is one... There's the boy from 5 who shows up later, the one...
That's the boy from 3.
Is it 3?
Yes.
The one that's guarding the cornucopia?
Yes, because... Which, spoiler alert. Because 5 is Foxface's district.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's the one that... Yeah. Yeah.
Like...
In just a few chapters shows up.
We'll talk about this after the camera's turned off. Because now you're confusing me.
Shoot, I might be confusing myself.
I think you are confusing yourself. As the expert of this book... No, I'm kidding.
I think this is the expert right here.
Nah.
Okay.
For those of you who couldn't see, because you can't see her table, he was pointing at Suzanne Collins' name on the front of his book.
This chapter is crazy. So much happens in such a short... Like, it's not even like... The sun's not even fully up yet.
Yeah, it's like... Sun ain't even warm yet.
Yeah, like the arena hasn't even hit, like, peak temperature for the day. Like, it hasn't hit the 80 degrees with the balmy, 77% humidity and all that craziness,
And the, like,
and she's
20% chance of fireball showers.
Right, like, Katniss has already claimed 2 kills.
Yeah.
Because, I mean... They wouldn't have died had she not dropped the nest. So, like, those are her kills.
I mean, they wouldn't have died then if she hadn't dropped the nest. They probably... I mean, there's the potential that neither of them would have died at all. but, you know.
I mean, I think more than likely what would have happened had this scene not played out. I think eventually Kato would have just turned on everybody.
Oh, yeah. He's psychotic.
Yeah, like he would have killed anybody to get what he wanted, including, you know, eventually his own friends, as it were. But yeah, Katniss has claimed her first kills of the games.
Yeah. So, you know, we haven't name dropped, I don't think, the girl from District 2, which is fine. We can leave that for later.
I don't even remember what her name is right now.
Oh, that's okay. I know. But I think what's interesting is, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, there is only one character from this book that, you know, is in this book, but you don't find out their name until the second book. And it's the boy from District 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. That would have been at the near the end of the tour when she found out.
Yeah. And her thing is, like, before I didn't care enough to know it or remember it or whatever, and now I really didn't want to know.
Right.
But anyway. Yeah.
It's a crazy chapter. I keep saying that, but, like, I'm just thinking back on this chapter, and it's like...
I also think it's interesting...
That's one hell of a morning.
So... Of the career path...
Like, because that's basically, like, right, hold on. It's basically like you waking up to somebody smashing a wasp nest into your face. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It's the equivalent of somebody just standing over your bed with a wasp nest waiting for you to wake up and just going, yeah! Like,
except for the fact that, like... that, like, they're in, like, full, like, beekeeper uniform or something, so that they can't get hurt by the wasps.
Right, you know, like... It's like the same equivalent of just...
and you just wake up and all of a sudden someone throws a brick on your face.
Right.
Just, I put this brick in your face.
Oh,
sorry.
No, what you gonna do with it? Yeah, sorry, what were you going to...
brain damage.
Sorry, what were you going to say, though?
You think I remember?
No. Just that image was really funny in my head and I needed to get it out. So I apologize. But I think that all but does it for this episode.
Yeah, it's a fairly short one.
Yeah, this will be our shortest episode yet.
Maybe. I remember one of them was fairly short. I think it was 4.
I don't know, but I think this might come close.
Yeah. It might be the shortest. I don't... We'd have to go back and look, but
yeah, we'll
I
have to go back and
care
look.
to do that right now.
But...
Yeah.
Super fun chapter. Super... Like, I don't want to say action-packed, because there's not... But, like, super
because it's
high,
really not.
It's a high-intensity chapter.
Oh, yeah.
That really kind of just... This right here is setting up the progression of the rest of the games.
Yeah. Because...
And how things will continue throughout the rest of the story.
You can guarantee that the rest of the careers, the ones remaining alive, are pissed.
So it's going to be revenge time.
Oh, yeah.
But that is for next week.
Yeah.
So with that, please remember to renew your books on the way out of the library. And we'll see you right back here next week. Bye.